Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, good day, wherever you are on this big, beautiful, and messy planet that we live on. I hope you find it in a space of love, kindness, compassion, and peace. I am Carol C.C. Miller, your positive life strategist, peace activator, and global hugger, coming to you with another episode of Embrace Your Life Chats, where I'm here to help heighten celebrations and lessen sorrows through a positive focus. Join you here at 11:30 Chicago time, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. If you have questions, please put them in the comments. Let me know where you're joining me from. I am here in Chicago. It is an overcast day, but it's on the warmer side for us for the fact that we're still in winter. So welcome, come on in. Let me know where you're joining me from. And before we get started on today's topic, my mouse is going a little crazy today when I'm trying to pull something up here. I like to go over a couple of things so people know a little bit more about me, especially if you're new to my work. One thing is I'm not an absolutist. I'm not a fan of the words always, never, right, wrong, good or bad. There's 7 billion people on this planet. I can't begin to say what is right for 7 billion people or what is wrong for 7 billion people. So I personally work on the majority of the time. 0 being always negative, 100 being always positive. I don't know anybody at 0 and I don't know anybody at the 100. So my work personally and professionally is to stay in the 80 to 100% of the time of kindness, of love, compassion, and peace. Those are my top 4 values. And that's what I choose to use as my decision making as I go through my life is how do they impact love, kindness, compassion, and peace. So what I do, so what does that mean? Fear visits me, frustration visits me, anger, disappointment, unworthiness, all of those things visit me still. But because of my daily practices, they don't move in, they just visit. And I use my tools to step into feeling a little bit better from where I may be. I would say I'm probably at the 90% on a lot of those things, but that's why I give myself the wiggle room of 80. Some topics I'm at 50%. Some topics I might be at 40% on a certain day. But for the majority of time, I am focused on what I want in my life rather than what I don't want in my life. So that's one thing I like to share with people. And the second is I am a coach. I love supporting people in living their best life, whatever that looks like. I am not a counselor, nor am I a therapist. And sometimes for you to live your best life, counseling or therapy helps you get there. I know you're worthy of living your best life, whatever it takes. So whether it's me, whether it's another coach, whether it's a counselor, a therapist, a best friend, a clergy member, I encourage you to gather your support team in living your best life and then be that support for others as well. So that's what I like to start off with to let people know. I will come into comments, but I tend to, hi, Stacy, good to see you here. I try to stay focused on topic at hand and then come answer any questions or comments. And if you have other topics for a future chat, again, I'm here Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, put that in comments. If it's something I'm comfortable discussing that will bring a little bit more to heighten the celebrations and lessen sorrows through it, I will happily bring it up on another day. Tomorrow, we're probably going to be talking about priorities. But what I do like to do is I choose a word, define the word, come up with an affirmation, and then use some tips around incorporating that word into your daily practices of living your best life. So today I wanted to talk about staying focused and concentrating. I don't know about you, but with everything that's going on in the world, possibly in your own life, staying focused and concentrating can be challenging. And we get all these distractions, the news, all sorts of different things that is wanting our attention. And often it's from a fear-based place that wants our attention. So we're going to talk about some tips on how to stay focused on what you want in your life more than focusing on what you don't want. And what you don't want is going to show up. It's not saying that we're living in a fairy tale land of rainbows and unicorns. It's about facing the challenges that are in front of us with a little bit more love, kindness, compassion, and peace. It dissipates them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go completely away, but it dissipates them and allows us to move through them a little easier. So, how about how to handle a pet getting older and dying that you feel Stacia, we will definitely cover that. I don't know if you joined me, but on the second Thursday of every month, I have an animal communicator come on and she answers questions as well. But I will, we'll talk about moving through releasing, whether it's a pet, a loved one, it could be we're having to release a job that we love. So I will bring, I'll think about how we're going to cover that, but I will definitely cover that one. Thank you for that suggestion. But today we're talking about concentration. So the definition, concentrate, is to bring or direct toward a common center or object, or objective, I'm sorry. Concentrate to bring or direct toward a common center or objective. Goodness, that's a mouthful. Concentration, the act or process of concentrating, the state of being concentrated. So, what are you focusing on? What are you concentrating on? Are you concentrating on what you're afraid of? Are you concentrating on what you are excited about? Are you concentrating on what you don't like about your life or in the world? Or are you concentrating about what you do like and what you want to grow in the world? So, we're going to talk about that. So, today's affirmation is I choose to concentrate on loving thoughts, words, and solutions. Again, I choose to concentrate on loving thoughts, words, and solutions. And as a reminder, affirmation is simply a statement. It's not positive or negative. What we say determines if it's positive or negative, but it's something that you are trying to replace the negative self-talk or things that you've heard about yourself all your life that live within the back of your head that you're often making decisions on. And so when you say an affirmation, when you repeat it several times, when you write it down and you look at it, it has helped bringing that into your system. So it's going to release the negative things that you've been thinking about and have been operating on without even being aware of it. So when this statement, I choose to concentrate on loving thoughts, words, and solutions, is a positive statement. However, if 10 minutes ago, a half an hour ago, yesterday, you are concentrating on not loving thoughts, words, and solutions, when you say this, you're probably going to say, no, I don't. I don't concentrate on that. I'm right now so steeped in fear, I'm concentrating on what I don't want, not what I do want. It's not a right or wrong. It's where you are, how you want to go forward and move forward into focusing more on what you do want rather than what you don't want. So if you say this statement, and I encourage you to say it, I choose to concentrate on loving thoughts, words, and solutions. If it's an immediate no, then you might want to say, I'm in the process of choosing to focus on loving thoughts, words, and solutions, or come up with something else that feels better and more right for you. You want it to be believable because as soon as you negate it, it's no longer a positive statement for you. It may be a positive statement, but it's not for you. So you want your statement that you're affirming, because you're affirming something for yourself. You want it to be positive and you want it to be hopeful and believable. So come up with something for yourself that's going to work on that. And then we're going to talk about the tips. So what's going on in the world? I mean, there's always something going on in our big, beautiful, and messy world. If it has got your focus, it's understandable. It's kind of expected. Some people pretend it's not going on, and that's their coping mechanism. I don't encourage pretending life is rainbows and unicorns. I encourage you to see what's going on, but not absorb it and keep yourself distanced enough that you're not immersed in it, because we often spend a lot of our focus and attention on things that are out of our control. If you don't have ability to make a difference in it, then you are giving your energy to something that you can't control. Now, you can control how you perceive it. You can control what you're going to do through it. But if it's something bigger than you, we tend to do nothing because it's so overwhelming and so immense. So my first tip for you is I really want you to acknowledge that you're having a hard time concentrating. It wants to be heard, whether it's world issues, whether it's a personal issue that you're going through. And sometimes the concentration is on something that you're excited about that's next week, but you're not able to focus on what you need to do today because you're so excited about next week. So it doesn't even have to be a concentration issue of something that has your attention that isn't good. It's about where are you right now and how can you stay present with today. So acknowledge that you are being driven for whatever reason to focus on anything but what you're at task to do today. It wants to be heard. It wants to be seen. Be gentle with yourself through that process. The second thing is to feel your feels. That's usually my first tip that we talk about here. So if you're feeling heavy about what's going on in the world or what's going on in your life, feel it. It wants to be acknowledged. It wants to be heard. Be gentle with it, and then we work towards solutions for it. And if it's something heavy and big, that solution may not happen in a day, but we can start being gentle with ourselves today about it. We can start focusing on what we want today rather than what we don't want. The third tip is to take a break from it. Like maybe you're working at work and you have, it's often for me tasks that I don't want to do yet are still important in my job. And that's where I can easily get distracted because you want to do the things that are fun. But think about those tasks as something that helps you get to the end result that you're looking for. I've used this example before. I heard it from a woman named Sark. For farmers in the springtime, they put manure out all over their fields to fertilize it. Probably not a fun task. I know it would not be a fun task for me, but it's something that helps their crops. And at the end, in September, October, or I don't know when farmers do their crops, but at the end, they get a better crop because of that task that they did that they didn't want to do. So when you're in those kind of things, take breaks. Like say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to concentrate on this for 20 minutes, a half an hour, 10 minutes if it's something really hard, and then take a break. Medical experts recommend that you ever, especially if your job is on a computer, which I'm on my laptop a lot during the day, is to every 20 minutes, look away from your laptop, your computer for 20 seconds for something that's 20 feet away. And then you can come back and start working. Then 20 minutes later, take that 20-second break, 20 feet away. And if you can do the 20 minutes and take stand up and shake your body or go get something to drink and take a longer break than 20 seconds, that's great too. But if you want to get your eyes off of your computer every 20 minutes because of the fatigue that we tend to feel with our eyes on being really tired by looking at it. So if it's something that you're having a hard time concentrating on, concentrate less. Concentrate okay, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to totally concentrate on this task and this task only. And then keep growing it. Once you get a little stronger where 5 minutes is easier, go to 10 minutes. But every time those distractions pop up, just don't give them the energy. See them, acknowledge them, and then move back to your task at hand. And then to set smaller goals for yourself for the day or for whatever you're wanting to accomplish. I personally like to look at what do I want to experience rather than what my goals are. But if we set a big goal or something experiential that we want to have in our lives, if it's too big, again, we don't see the steps to get there. So it gets overwhelming. We get distracted and we don't start taking the steps to get there. So if you find yourself being distracted and overwhelmed about something that you may really, really want to happen, start looking at the small steps that are going to get you there and focus on that step. A lot of times going from A to point Z may be too big of a stretch, but you know that you can take the step A to step B to step C to step D. Sometimes you can skip steps. It really depends on where you are with your focus, the excitement of it, and how much you want it and how much you prioritize it in your life. But it's okay. It's normal to be distracted by things. It's where you're going to give your attention. If you're beating yourself up because you're distracted easily, you are feeding that energy of distraction, and that's going to keep pulling you back in and pulling you back in. So set smaller goals and experiences that you want, and then just take a step towards that. And then last tip is when the distractions show up, and they're going to, return to what you want. I want to be productive today in this task. Oh, but what about this over here? Come back to the task. Distraction, come back to the task. Distraction, come back to the task. The importance is to not beat yourself up and I can't believe I keep getting distracted, because that's the energy you're feeding. Be aware of it, come back. Be aware of it, come back. Be aware of it, come back. It's practice. It's a daily practice. Some things are going to have are harder to concentrate on, especially if it's those tasks that we don't like to do. but look at those harder tasks that we don't like to do and see where they fit in the end result of what we do want to happen. So when you're able to see that as a critical, essential step into getting you to where you want to go, then it takes some of the sting off of actually doing that task. So be gentle with yourself, be aware of how you feel through it, acknowledge that something else is trying to get your attention, but come back to where you want to be. Come back to your focus of who you want to be and how you want to show up in life. So that is our conversation for today, is being able to concentrate when distraction wants our attention. Give distraction your attention for a short moment and then return to where you want to be, who you want to be, and how you want to show up in life. Pretending the distraction's not there is probably just going to keep it right at arm's length, wanting your attention still. So give it some attention, not the whole day, not your whole hour, but just say, I see you, I acknowledge you, and now I'm going to go back into doing what I want to do, what I need to do, and how I can move forward into living my best life. So let me go over here into comments. Stacy, your dog's 16 and he's losing all of his abilities. He's going blind, deaf, banging into steps. So Stacy, have you been on the calls when I have Shauna? So she's on the second Thursday. So it's not this week, but next Thursday, right here, 11:30 Chicago time, she will be on and we can ask her those questions. But I can certainly talk about that. And the topic is how to co-parent with a narcissist. I will add narcissism. That, again, is a psychological disorder. People can have narcissistic traits without truly being a narcissist. So I am not an expert in narcissism, but I too have dealt with that type of trait. So let me write that down and how to move forward with that. I do have I can't think of her name right now, Stacia, but I will send you when I find her YouTube channel. She is a therapist who deals with working with people who have been traumatized by narcissists. So I will send you that as well. I don't see any other comments here. So maybe today's is going to be a little shorter than others, but that is okay too. Yes, I don't see any other comments. So again, be gentle with yourselves. When you lack concentration, see what that is trying to tell you. Return to what you do want to focus on. Return to being kind, compassionate, and peaceful and loving to yourself and to others, and do what you can from where you are to create the world you want to live in. If you want a kinder world, be kinder in your world. If you want a more loving world, be more loving in your world. If you want a more peaceful and more compassionate world, be more peaceful and compassionate in your world. Help where you can and ask for help when you need it. So that's what I have for you today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. My plan is to talk about priorities. If something else comes up, if I want to add the narcissism or dealing with a aging pet, I will do that as well. But Stacey, I definitely think you should join me on the second Thursday of the month, because that's when I'll have Shauna here. And Shauna actually does the animal communication on her own page every Sunday night. So I'll try to share that link too, so you'd be able to discuss that with her Sundays, 7 p.m. Pacific time, which would be 9 p.m. my time. So go out there, have a wonderful day, take care of yourselves, honor who you are and where you are in this world, step forward to feeling a little bit better, step forward into being a little bit more your true, authentic self, living the life you deserve, living the life you want to live. So take care, and remember, you matter. You matter to me, you matter to the world, and most importantly, you matter to you. So we'll talk soon. So long for now.